With a lot of the drift issues we're having in West Tennessee over the last several weeks, we're starting to become accustomed to some terms: volatility, temperature inversion. But one thing about these terms is they're not interchangeable. I've noticed as I go along, a lot of folks use volatility drift versus temperature inversion drift as the same thing, and they are not. They are totally different. And the best way to explain them is volatility drift is when a herbicide, in this case a Dicamba formulation, particularly the older generic formulations, which are very volatile, you go out, you spray them, they hit the target. They land right on the pigweed leaf, they dry, but 5, 6, 7, 8 hours later, they actually pick back up as a gas and move off. Contrast that to a temperature inversion drift where you're going out and you're spraying, and particularly if you've got flat fan nozzles, you're going to have a lot of fines. But even with TTI tips, you're going to have around 1% fines. They're very small droplets is what I'm talking about the size of when you see fog in the morning. Those real small droplets of water and fog, exactly the size we're talking. Well, they hang just like fog in cold air during a temperature inversion. So in a temperature inversion, typically it's warmer at the soil and cooler as you go up. Well, it just completely inverts, and it's cool at near the soil line. And those small droplets hang right in that cool air, and they'll hang there for hours. So if you spray into a temperature inversion 7 o'clock at night and it doesn't lift till 7 o'clock the next day, those very small droplets of dicamba can hang in there for 8, 10, 12 hours before they drop out. And you get a slight breeze, even like a half-mile-an-hour breeze, that's a long way in 6, 7 hours. And so the contrast is, instead of the gas, you actually have the physical droplet leaving the field, albeit very, very tiny, just hanging up in very, very cold air. And that's the difference. It's basically the actual chemical droplet versus a gas.